My name is Bill Green, and I am here with my son Josh Green and my wife Susan Feinberg Green. After the untimely death of my first wife, Sharon, our family established an award in her memory to honor young people dedicated to combating anti-Semitism, fighting the BDS movement on their campuses, and promoting Israel's place in the world. In partnership with American Jewish Committee, we are honored to present this award to exceptional campus leaders and advocates.
My mom, Sharon, was born in 1944 in Wynwood, Pennsylvania. She graduated magna cum laude from Tufts University with a degree in occupational therapy and worked at New York Hospital. She then became the assistant director of a psychiatric outpatient clinic. Once my siblings and I came along, she volunteered at the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, developing inmate and family programs. She then went on to earn a master's degree in social work from Fordham University, specializing in grief counseling. My mom really valued community service throughout her life and was an exemplar of the pillars that this award honors.
After Sharon passed away in 1986 from breast cancer, we knew as a family that we needed to find a way to honor her legacy. Sharon spent her professional life helping people cope with trauma, deeply loved Israel, and was passionate about Judaism. She spent what little free time she had giving back to our fledgling synagogue. Sharon dedicated her life to causes that benefited the Jewish community and supported AJC's mission. Her volunteer work and commitment to social justice reflected her unwavering faith in the next generation and her desire to shape the future of the Jewish community. This award is a tribute to her enduring legacy of service and her belief in the power of young people to effect positive change.
We are honored to be here today to present the annual Sharon Greene Award for Campus Advocacy. This past school year has been particularly challenging for Jewish students. Since October 7th, there has been an unprecedented rise in anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment, and we have seen this tenfold on college campuses. Jewish students across the globe have faced harassment, discrimination, and even violence. Many students around the world have shown incredible strength, compassion, and dedication despite these obstacles. They have organized events, educational programs, and support networks to combat anti-Semitism and foster a positive image of Israel wherever they can. Their efforts have provided much-needed support to Jewish students, educated their peers, and built bridges of understanding within their broader communities.
Today we proudly present the 2024 Sharon Greene Award to three outstanding organizations: Jewish on Campus, the German Union of Jewish Students, and Columbia Barnard Hillel. The student leaders here today representing these organizations have faced anti-Semitic attacks on their campuses, social media, and in their communities. They have confronted violence, hateful rhetoric, and vandalism, yet at great personal risk, they continue to prioritize creating safe, thriving, and supportive Jewish communities for students around the world.
Columbia Barnard Hillel has been a beacon of hope and solidarity, organizing numerous events and initiatives to support Jewish students and promote interfaith dialogue. Jewish on Campus has leveraged the power of social media to highlight and combat anti-Semitism, providing a platform for Jewish voices and fostering a global community of support. The German Union of Jewish Students has shown remarkable resilience, standing up against anti-Semitism and ensuring Jewish students have a strong and supportive network. Please, now direct your attention to the screens for a special video showcasing this year's award recipients.
My name is Noa Fay. I go to Barnard College of Columbia University, and I am accepting the Sharon Greene Award on behalf of Columbia Hillel. Following the October 7th attacks, I overheard a group of students talking, and one of them says, "I don't want to say all Jews are colonialist settlers, but..." And then another student cuts her off and says, "No, absolutely every single one of them is a white supremacist colonialist settler."
We don't want no Zionists here!
Since then, I personally have been cyberbullied. Last semester, I have received a lot of blood libel. My personal whiteboard on my dorm door was vandalized. When I come out and say, as a Jewish woman, this is what anti-Semitism is, this is what I'm experiencing, that is not given any respect, honestly.
I am a student at Columbia University.
I did have the opportunity to speak at the March for Israel in Washington, D.C. That made me feel very proud to be Jewish. I felt so much love.
We fight peacefully. We are far from helpless. We are far from hopeless.
My main goal in advocating for the Jewish people in the state of Israel is to protect our community and to educate those who don't know about us. It's so important to do this advocacy work on campus because if we don't, no one else will.
My name is Micah Gritz, and I'm a senior at Tufts University. I grew up in a very traditional, conservative Jewish home, and Judaism was always an important part of my life. Going into my first year at Tufts, I had experienced anti-Semitism to a level I had never experienced before throughout my life. I remember one student mentioned that I must be wealthy because I'm Jewish. Another student said, "Micah, you're Jewish, right?" And I remember saying, "Yes, I'm Jewish. Why?" And he said, "Well, that must mean that you kill Palestinian children, right?" Jewish on Campus was founded in the summer of 2020. Our whole motto is, we're a Jewish organization that's by students for students, amplifying the experiences of Jewish students regarding anti-Semitism on campus. Anti-Semitism has exploded, and Jewish on Campus believes we need to be empowering Jewish students to be our own fighters against this form of hate on campus. What inspires my activism truly is my connection to Judaism that I received through my family. My father passed away, unfortunately, 2 years ago. I wear his Magen David all the time with pride, and so every day when I think, wow, this work is really hard, why do I do it? It's to continue the legacy of the Jewish people, especially in its memory.
My name is Hanna Veiler. I'm the president of the German Union of Jewish Students. My family is from a post-Soviet country where being Jewish or where practicing Judaism was forbidden and persecuted by the state. I would say my Jewish identity was connected to the negative sides of being Jewish. I didn't know anything about the Jewish holidays, I didn't know anything about Shabbat, and so on. When I was 16, I started to go to Jewish summer camps. And this is how my journey as a Jewish student activist began. now I'm here as the president of the German Union of Jewish Students. We want to educate people, we want to advocate, and I would say that my organization is fighting for exactly this. The way that the Jewish community is perceived in Germany is oftentimes we are portrayed as victims, we are portrayed as black and white pictures, we are portrayed as only Orthodox or only man. I believe we are the first generation in Germany that is this loud and this unapologetically Jewish, and this is what the German Union of Jewish Students and our work is about, to fight for our rights and other people's rights, to fight for democracy, and to work for a better society for everyone.
These organizations embody the spirit of Sharon's legacy. These students demonstrate that even in the face of adversity, young leaders are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but the leaders that we in the Jewish community need today. Their courage and dedication are truly inspiring, and we are honored to recognize their efforts with the 2024 Sharon Greene Award for Campus Advocacy. Unfortunately, Micah Gritz is not able to join us today, but we are delighted to welcome Noa Fay and Hanna Veiler to the Global Forum stage.
Hello, everyone. I want to start by thanking the American Jewish Committee and the Greene family for bestowing upon each of us this great honor. I am extremely proud to be standing before you all to represent Sharon's memory. While the significance of the AJC Sharon Greene Award for Campus Advocacy has always been clear, this past academic year has shown us exactly why that is. I am here to accept this award on behalf of Columbia Barnard Hillel, to which I also express the most immense gratitude, as the year would have been entirely different had we, the Jewish students, not been privileged with their truly unwavering support. Yeah. I want to be transparent. As I stand in front of you all, reflecting on this past year, now as a Barnard alumna, I am overcome with emotion, grief, pain, and sorrow, mostly. This was not a good year. There is just no way around it. This year, I was forced to sit through guest lecturers brought in by my professor who denied the rape, assault, and mutilation of Israeli women and girls during the October 7th attack, celebrated Aaron Bushnell, who set himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy here in DC as a true, quote, patriot, and spoke of Israel to a group of who we now know are highly impressionable students as a, quote, imperialist colonial state that is, quote, committing genocide. I was also forced to face the reality that the student community I had come to cherish so dearly, my Barnard community, was a figment of my imagination. This was clarified for me with each call to globalize the Intifada, to burn Tel Aviv to the ground, and to bring death to the Jewish state. All calls that I heard on my campus, Columbia University, this year. So yes, as I stand here now, nearly 1 month after graduation, I am overcome with emotion, grief, pain, and sorrow, mostly. As is core to the Jewish spirit, I am filled also with strength, with determination, and with hope. Because for each friend I lost to anti-Semitism this year, I gained at least twice as many in Zionists. While we have all had to work this year to make sure the world hears and listens to our cries, the cries of Jewish students in agony, I would be remiss if I did not equally apprise you all of the way in which Jewish students, especially at Columbia, united to support each other, to support the Jewish state of Israel. Thank you. I am honored to be here to represent the Jewish student community at Columbia and Barnard in the shadow of Sharon's impactful legacy. I know an anxiety that has pervaded the older generations is that we, the younger generation, are not equipped to withstand the fear this latest strain of anti-Semitism has instilled in all of us. So let me reassure you all now, your daughters, your sons, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren did not yield 1 inch to the fear we faced this year. It is how I am able to stand in front of you all today, and we will continue to stand strong in the face of hatred of all forms, as we always have. Now, this brings me to one final emotion with which I am also overcome, and that is love, a feeling that has been sorely lacking across my entire generation. But let me again reassure you all now, I am but one of many, many Jewish students who is filled with love. My sisters and brothers and I, your daughters, sons, nieces, nephews, and grandchildren, love each other. We love being Jewish, and we love the state of Israel. That is both why and how we did not crumble this year. So thank you again to the Greene family and to AJC for supporting Jewish students as we weather this storm. I know we will continue to stand strong as our parents and grandparents have done before us. Toda raba.
It is an unbelievable honor to stand here today to address all of you at AJC Global Forum. I want to start by thanking the American Jewish Committee and the entire Greene family for making this possible and for honoring us, the German Union of Jewish Students, with this award. When I first became president of the German Union of Jewish Students a year ago, I had high aspirations. I wanted to create more educational opportunities for young Jews. I wanted to open doors for Jews in Germany to thrive socially, culturally, and communally. And most importantly, I wanted to focus on Jewish pride. But as we all know, on October 7th, we all woke up in a new, cruel reality. Since the morning that Hamas terrorists invaded the south of Israel, murdering, raping, and kidnapping our brothers and sisters, we, both as an organization and privately, have been on the front lines of a war we never could have imagined reaching our community. Since then, We have spent every free minute advocating for the safe return of all hostages, supporting Jewish students across the country, meeting with politicians and fighting for a world without anti-Semitism, a world in which everyone can be safe and where no student is afraid to be Jewish on their campus. Today, I stand here representing the young Jewish generation of Germany. 90% of us have roots in the former Soviet Union. We are the first generation to grow up in Germany. Our parents and grandparents left everything behind to give us a better future, a future without religious persecution and fear. And yet, here we are in a world that our grandparents never could have imagined, a world where anti-Semitism and hatred is allowed to run rampant. However, the experiences of the generations before us have shaped our actions today. This is why, no matter what, and no matter how dark it might seem, we will never give up fighting for a world without anti-Semitism. This is Sharon's legacy that I am so proud to have been chosen to represent today. We will never give up standing up for freedom and democracy in a world where our children and grandchildren will only know the term anti-Semitism from history books. I want to once again express my deepest gratitude to AJC and the Green family for believing in us and supporting our work in Germany. I also want to thank my board, Norm, Debbie, Kobe, Lisa, Alex, Esti, and Seema for everything they've done for Jewish students in the past months. And I want to dedicate this award to all the European Jewish student leaders that are in this room today, who all are working so hard to create a safe environment for Jewish students across the continent. Together, we will continue fighting and showing that there cannot be a Europe without Jews. We will never let the hate win. Thank you.